Hello, welcome back. I brought in this elm forest to do a bit of a pruning on it. I'm starting to get a bit leggy and out of control, just to keep it pruned back and tight. So just get rid of some of these weeds. I'm just going to start reducing it back to a couple of leaves and try and stick to outward facing leaves, so we can try and get the ramification keep going. I just want to try and tidy it up a bit because it's just starting to get a bit kind of out of shape. These are just some trees that I collected when I was out walking one day. Spotted them as little saplings growing, mostly on the side of the road. I think they were clearing the road. They would go along and clear all the sides of the road, so I just walk around and you find these little saplings that just grow on the verges, where all the kind of dust and that is collected from the road, from the cars on the edge of the road. You know, we get lots of these little saplings of different types. So that's where I collect them a lot of the time. I just keep my eyes open. That's where I got my one of my oak forests. I collected them all together on the side of the road, and then one day I found all the ram's horn trees. So I just stopped my car one day, opened the door, and they were all just right next to me, just growing in the edge of the road. So I just plucked them out. So this tree isn't too bad. It's kind of kept a little bit of its shape. The leaves tend to go, if you leave them too long, they tend to go kind of crunchy and dry out when they get bigger. So I'm trying to keep them pruned back a bit as much as I can. Okay, so we'll just have a look now around here. This front tree is not the greatest shape, it's got a kind of funny twist on it. So not even worth straightening up. I'm just waiting for it to thicken up really, and then I'm going to chop it back. But I'm not in a mad rush, so I'm not going to just leave it grow huge and then chop back. I'm just going to just keep trimming it, and eventually one day when it's pulled out enough, then I'll chop it back. But like I said, not in any rush, so we'll just leave it for now. Just keep it in some way trimmed. keep going around trimming off anything that's in the wrong place or going too long, so I'll just keep working away on it and we'll come back then. You can see there now this one's kind of trimmed nicely now, it's neatened up. So I will work away on the trees, don't need to watch me do every one, and we will come back then. This one again, not the most natural shaped tree, but it's okay, it'll do for a back tree, kind of fills in the gap back here. And as a forest, they do okay. Individually, there's a couple of them would look a bit odd, but when they're all together, these three, again, anybody who's watched my videos before, this one is they were collected like this as a clump. These two are completely fused, and I think these are fused down here under the soil. So the three of them have kind of all fused together. I probably should have planted this one up straight and had this one sloped, but I don't know why, what the thought process was doing it like this. But it is what it is now. Maybe one day we'll fix it when we repot it, or we'll just leave it as is, we'll see. Okay, so I'll just pause the video and we'll come back then and have a look, see how it's getting on. Okay, so that's it, pruned up. I think we've pruned off quite a bit, probably don't see much, but it's definitely a lot thinner. I've just plugged in this fan up here because it's quite warm, so I'll plug that in case it's interfering with the sound. Yeah, so that's it, all done. One day I might think of something to do with the landscape. Branch in there with some big leaves, take that out. Yeah, maybe do something with the landscape, I'm not too sure yet. But we'll see, maybe we could put a kind of a winding path through it, like in a park or something. But we'll see. So I'll stick that one back out on the bench. Next tree I want to have a look at is this honeysuckle, this hedge honeysuckle. It's got a lot of suckers at the base, and I think that's taking a lot of energy from the actual tree itself, and there's a lot of weeds in it, so I want to clean them out. And as you can see, this guy is taking off, so we definitely need to reduce that back a bit. So I'll give it all the cleaning, and the first thing I'll do anyway is just get rid of all these suckers off the base of it. They're lovely and green and strong, and up here it's quite yellow. I know it does kind of have a yellowy tinge off it, but these are not good for, I don't think they're good for draining out the energy out of the rest of the tree. So we'll get rid of them. No, this guy's gone nuts as well. I'm going to chop all this out, a lot of it. There's a lot of weeds in here. Let's get rid of them. This is another one I planted as a very weird, funny base on it, and really you couldn't do much with it because of the shape of it. It doesn't bend easy at all, very rigid. So I've just kind of grown it with these two branches basically, and because of the way the base was, had this horrible knocking and everything in these roots, I planted it on top of this piece of bogwood just to wrap around behind the wood at the back here, so it just hides it a bit. I'm just going to kind of basically give it a hedge pruning today. I'm not going to do anything spectacular with it. I just want to get its energy back up. I'm going to prune it right back, and we'll give it a good feeding, and we'll take out all these suckers that are coming out of the crotches and stuff. Just give the actual tree itself a little pruning back. Don't want to stay for some reason on this turntable. Reduce some of this back a bit, there's a bit too much of it hanging over the pot and everything. A little bit of water there, we'll get rid of that. Clean up all these crotch bits so that I can concentrate on growing its branches a bit better. It's been a bit neglected, this tree. And with all the weeds and stuff, it's probably not getting enough water in, so that's where you got to keep your weeds down. So just sucking out all the water out of your pots, as well as blocking it so with the roots. So gotta try and keep the weeds down, which can be a chore in itself when you've got too many trees like I do. It's quite weak, alright, but I'm sure we can get it growing strong again. Just give it a trimming and give it a really good feeding and a good soaking. What I'll do is I'll probably just sit it in a shallow bath of water with some food in it, let it really soak it in. Put it in my little tree hospital, let it recover. Quite a few dead branches on it. Okay, so won't do any more than that. Just give it a little pruning like that, and then yeah, so it's not too dry, but it could definitely have a bit more moisture in it. And like I said, it needs a bit of a feed, I think. And now we've got rid of a lot of weeds and stuff. Just give it that little water there. And you can just make a bit of a break up the soil a bit, make it so the water can sit in the pot and doesn't just run off. Make a bit of a lip around the pot, so when it's watered, the water stays in the pot and fills it. So the back edge. Okay, so that'll do for that one. We'll just put that out and give it a good soak in. Right, so I think that'll do for this video. So, as always guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a little message, the thumbs up, all that kind of stuff, and we will see you on the next one.